evening, everyone. My name is Heather Hayes. I'm one of the executive directors of secondary schools. Welcome to Williamson County Schools Military Recognition Ceremony for the graduating class of 2024. Please stand for the presentation of the colors by the Franklin High School's JROTC and the playing of our national anthem.
Order, colors, march on, march, left, left, right turn, march, forward, march, left, 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 right, left, left, left.
You may be seated. Graduates and families, please welcome me in joining Superintendent Jason Golden to the podium.
Thank you, Heather. And Mr. Casey Haw is actually coming up on the stage as well. I want to welcome you all. I'm going to mess with the microphone a little bit. It's my classic issue. I want to welcome you for what we're gathered here today to celebrate. We're here to celebrate and thank our students who are committing themselves to our armed forces and committing themselves to the defense of our nation. And we will be introducing students who are enlisting in the U.S. military. We'll be introducing students who are joining the National Guard, students who have academy appointments to one of our national military academies. We'll be introducing some who are committing to ROTC programs in college, and even to a student who's committing to the Merchant Marine, which is an unarmed service that often supports our armed forces on the seas. I do want to introduce to you a number of our board members who are here tonight. And board members, if you would, when I introduce you, please stand. Mr. Casey Haw, Miss Jenna Priya, Mr. Dan Cash, and Mr. Jason Beasley. Thank you all. You can be seated. And I have to mention, Mr. Dan Cash is an Army veteran. At an event like this, I have to mention that. So thank you for your service to our country, Mr. Cash. So every year, I have 2 calendar reminders of our veterans. Many of you know, of course, November 11th is Veterans Day. I think of the 11th day, the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month that created Veterans Day. But here in the schools, we're blessed to have a second reminder, almost exactly 6 months after Veterans Day, and it's today. It's the time we get to celebrate and thank our students who are committing to the U.S. military. And I think about how amazing it is when people commit themselves to service to others. And here in education, we have maybe we get to see a little bit more of that sometimes, because we have our teachers who've committed to the profession of serving others. We have our PTO members and our booster clubs who commit to the service of others. We have our board members who are serving as elected officials at this most local of service to others as elected officials. But students, those of you who are making this commitment, our best example is you. The commitment that you're making to serve others, even at your age, a lesson that so many of us need to take to heart on a daily basis. And so as I think about that and the commitment that we made, I did a little bit of digging on some of the numbers of the U.S. military. And the reality is there aren't that many of you. Of what you're committing to is actually quite rare in this country. As of September of just this past year, 2023, the most recent data I could find, 0.37% of Americans are members of active duty military. 0.37%. That's tiny. It's about 1.3 million. In raw numbers, 1.3 million may sound like a lot, but 0.37% of our nation is committing right now to defending us as active duty military members. And even the most ever, in 1945, right when World War II was ending, just about 8.7% of Americans were in the U.S. military. That's the largest there ever was. It drives home for me that so few are doing so much for us. And it's been true throughout U.S. history that so few have been doing that to protect us, to be the arm of freedom, to make sure that we have those freedoms here in this country. And I mentioned I think about 2 things. I think about that commitment, but this is a little more personal. I think about family for myself. Every time I do this, I think of my family. And I know many of you have thoughts about, and stories from family members, even with that small percentage family members have served. And y'all, I've never done this before, but I'm going to name a couple of family members who I think about. I think about my Uncle Johnny, John Biddle, who was in the Army Air Corps in World War II and spent some time in a German prison camp after his plane was shot as it was headed back to England. You can actually Google him. Before he passed away, the Library of Congress initiated an interview system with World War II vets. And we have a recording of a conversation he had with a local Chattanooga reporter as he told his story as those stories were being compiled. He actually even left a book for his family. He wrote a book about his experiences just for our family. And even that ended up in the Library of Congress when he intended it to just be for his family. I think about my Uncle Billy, who was in the U.S. Marines in Vietnam. I had the blessing of being able to talk with each of them as I was growing up because they were willing to talk. One of the two wasn't as willing, but because we developed a relationship, he was able to share. And I know many of you have had similar experiences with your families. If you have a family member or a neighbor who has had some experience in the military and you haven't asked them about it, I encourage you to ask them. You may be amazed at what you learn from them, especially those of you who are young. Take the time, thank your veterans, find a chance to learn from them. And for me, it built me up in many ways. It shaped who I am. But with that small number that I mentioned, that tiny percentage, I know that not every family has those stories. But you, students here, you are creating those stories for your family. With what you're about to do, we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what those stories will be. But I guarantee you that story of your commitment to your nation and to your community is going to be at the heart of the legacy that you're creating. There may be some hard times for you. There may be some great times. Both of those uncles I mentioned had great lives, raised great children, my cousins, and had that great influence on their community. Even through those hard times that you may experience, I want you to at least know from the very beginning, you were thanked for the commitment you're making right now. So I want to be clear, you all, as we come up here to give you a certificate and thank you, we thank you. We thank you for the commitment you're making. It's rare. It's a rare person in this nation who will do it, but we literally could not live without you. So thank you very much for your commitment. Heather?
Graduates, we're going to call you up by branch. So we're going to start with Air Force Academy. So if you are here for Air Force Academy, if you'll please make your way over to the door to my left. And then behind that will be Air Force. So also, if you're here, it's a branch for Air Force. We'll meet her over there at those stairs. Graduates, once you come upon stage, you're going to receive your certificate. And then once you receive your certificate, you'll have your picture taken at the front. And then if you'll remain on stage until the entire group of your branch is represented, we're going to take a group picture with any member of the military or branch of the military that's here to represent you tonight. First, from Ravenwood High School, Kalina Vickery from Air Force Academy. Next is Jack Meyer from Ravenwood High School, Air Force Academy. Ready? Graduates here for Army ROTC, if you will make your way towards the door on your right. Next, from Summit High School, Adam Montgomery, Air Force. Again, this is Adam Montgomery, Summit High School, Air Force. And Ty Alexander Franzoy from Independence High School, Air Force. Congratulations. The next branch that we'll be honoring tonight is Army. So if you're here for Army, if you'll go ahead and stand and meet over there towards the door. From Franklin High School, Ridge Beams, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship. From Franklin High School, L. Case, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship, University of Michigan. From Franklin High School, Simeon Petronov, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship. From Franklin High School, Andrew Phillips, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship, Vanderbilt. Ravenwood High School, John Blomberg, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship. Ravenwood High School, Emma Rail, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship, the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Ravenwood High School, Jenna Reiter, Army ROTC, receiving a military scholarship. From Fairview High School, Michael McGuire, Army. From Brentwood High School, Henry Sterling, Army. From Franklin High School, Cademan Holland, Army. Cademan Holland is also receiving a military scholarship from Princeton University. Franklin High School, Jacob McCarthy, Army, receiving a military scholarship, University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Franklin High School, Owen McCarthy, Army, receiving a military scholarship from the University of Tennessee at Knoxville. Independence High School, Samuel Tucker Hocrane. Franklin High School, Aaron Perry, Army, receiving a military scholarship, attending the Citadel. From Centennial High School, Maximilian Doring, West Point. Max Doring is also receiving a scholarship from West Point. From Centennial High School, Deshaun Shanklin, Tennessee Army National Guard. From Page High School, Sam Kellen, Marines. From Franklin High School, Cole Pointer, Marines. From Page High School, Gavin Smith, U.S. Merchant Marine Academy. If you are a member of the U.S. Naval Academy, Navy ROTC, or Navy Reserves, please make your way to the right front at this time. Fairview High School, Weston Pape, Navy. Summit High School, Charles Dover, Navy. Independence High School, Trey Sundiger. Independence High School, Ty Sundiger. Nolensville High School, Lucas Neves, Navy. Independence High School, Evan Pickering, Navy. Centennial High School, Isabella McCutcheon, U.S. Naval Academy. Would Service Academy Coordinator from Senator Bill Hagerty's office please join us on the stage? From Franklin High School, Caroline Young, Navy ROTC. Page High School, Lydia Taylor, Navy Reserves. From Page High School, Tyler Casillas, Tennessee Army National Guard. Please welcome Superintendent Golden back to the podium.
Thank you, guys. Thank you all for being here, for spending some time honoring your family members. I want to specifically thank you for watching all the photos that we took. That was a great adventure for us. I joked at one point, if any of our commitments are going into supply or logistics, they got a little lesson in the photos that we took earlier on the stage. Parents, grandparents, I know that this can be a nervous time for you, but I hope that it's also an exciting time and a time of pride for the way you've raised your children to make that commitment to serve others. We hope the rest of the school year goes great for them, but most important, we hope that the commitment they made to our nation is a productive one and is good for all of us. So with that, I thank you for the night, and we are adjourned.